stars up in the sky. Looking up, they all make us high. But Hokulea, star of gladness. Oh, Hokulea, star of gladness. Oh, the happy star. Oh, Hokulea, star of gladness. Happy song.
Music of the Makaha Sons of Nihao. Good afternoon. Aloha no aloha kako. Believe me, inside of your radio as we get going for an Aloha Friday. Where is that song? I just had it right here. There it is. Okay. I'm playing this song because it's graduation weekend. And this is a very popular song amongst the graduates. Henry Capono as we get ready for broadcast. Happy Aloha Friday, gang. Tracy's first in the room. OMG. Yeah.
It's so nice to see familiar faces out in the crowd. It's so nice to see friends of mine enjoying themselves. And everybody get happy, 'cause we can work it out. We are friends.
Perfect music for our channel, too.
We are friends. Friends. I remember
when I was down and out, you came.
Palafunga, nice.
I remember when you said, friend, hey, what's your name?
What's your name?
And getting off on each other, we can work it out. We are friends. Friends. We are friends. Friends. When feelings are getting strong and you feel like you belong, a closeness you can feel, and smiles that are real. We are friends. And if you feel like singing with us, sing out loud, 'cause it'll make you feel good just to sing right out and be a part of it all, 'cause we can work it out. Hey, we are friends. Friends. We are friends. Friends. We are friends. Everybody's friends. Friends. We are friends. Whoa. Friends. We are friends. Friends.
Aloha e Hawaii. We identify as vaccinated.
You should too.
Happy Aloha Friday! Hi, everybody. Happy Aloha Friday. Billy me inside of your radio. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Happy Aloha Friday. Final Friday of May. Can you believe we are already into June? I know. Let me see here. Hi, welcome to the show. It's Friday. My name is Billy V. Thank you very much for being here. A lot of our community here on this broadcast are friends. So know that if you're making a comment or if you just want to say hi to everybody, say hi and somebody will say hi back to you. That's just the way that we roll here in this channel. Hi, everybody, for being here. And let me see. Tracy's, yes, is the first one in the channel. The gang is not here. They are on assignment today. And being that we are here in Hawaii where the COVIDs are going up, yeah, it is. But, you know, and the hospitalizations are going up, but it's not necessarily COVID. It's other things as well. So we're just being watchful and being cautious and I'm wearing my mask because of you and you're wearing your mask because of me. If you're in Hawaii, that's how we roll. And if you're around Hawaii people, then it's like that too. So welcome to the show. We got lots for you today. And let me just tell you, it may seem a little disorganized today. That's because of the fact that it's just been that kind of a busy week. There are so many questions. Guys, you got questions for me? Throw a couple of question marks beforehand so that way I can see them easier, because right now I'm having to scroll because I know that I saw some question marks. So let me try to get to some of them and say hi to some people in the meantime. Jole and Joseph Gonzalez. Aloha from Texas. Jole and Joseph, just know that wherever you are in the state of Texas, we send our love and aloha to you. It is a tough time for the state of Texas, for the United States, and lots of questions being asked. But know that whatever happens, we send our aloha to you. Whatever comes out in the way of details, because they're still investigating, just know that from here in our Hawaiian Islands, there's a lot of aloha for Texas right now and today. So know that as you're watching the broadcast. John is over in Guam. Appreciate that very much. Far away on a coast far away, but in similar temperatures. Kevin Bowen is in Orlando, Florida. And John, morning? Is it morning your time over there in Guam? Just checking. Rob Streeter. Wow. Rob is here. For anybody that knows the great Star Dancer days, you say the word Star Dancer and it elicits an immediate response. Star Dancer was a boat back in the 90s that was operated by the people that did and now the name of the boat, the twin-hulled boat that floated above the water that made things very... Anyway, Star Dancer is like family to us in the radio and local music, because that was the boat where if you wanted to, on a Friday, Saturday night, Kapena, Willie K, Mana'o Company, a whole bunch of bands would be on that boat. Navai Ho'olu'u Ke'a Nui Nui, Ho'aikani, just to name a few. So, Rob, welcome to the show. Hope Las Vegas as well. Brother, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you are well. Tev is also here, and Tev's also in Las Vegas. I don't know if Rob's still in Vegas, but that's the last I heard. So let me know where you are, Rob. San Mateo is on. Thank you, Alden. Lorraine is in one of the places that I would like to be over in Las Vegas. I bumped into Las Vegas people and over the weekend. Boy, we really want to be there where you are. Debbie Bruce is always here. Ernie Alamio, thank you very much. San Francisco Bay Area. Clayton, California. Darty Gamayo is in Honoka'a, Hawaii. And Rob is in Vegas. Thank you, Rob. Priscilla is over there. Sylvania, Oahu. Go back to Darty Gamayo, please. Darty Gamayo is one of our radio professionals, radio personalities. She is there. Can you you can't bring the comment back up? It's not coming back up? Okay. Anyway, she's over on Kappa Hawaiian FM on Hawaii Island. Nice to have you on, sister, here. So do me a favor. Everybody say hi to Darty Gamayo. Priscilla Starkey is here from Ohio. Just all over the place. Deborah's in Kentucky. Hi, Aloha Kakalina. And Jenny, I got a chance to spend some time, and we haven't seen each other in a while. I got pictures to prove it, so we'll get into that coming up. Kevin did put question marks. How did things go at the Waikiki Shell? I will share some of the video with you coming up in just a little bit. But first of all, let's get you. It's not too good. It's a little choppy today, but the waves are not choppy. The winds are 10 to 25 miles per hour. And yeah, it's a little choppy there. It's pixelated. Sometimes it's live and sometimes it's not. That is a live camera, though. That just gives you an idea of how flat things are on the North Shore. The forecast for the waves was 2 to 4, and it seems to be less than that around now. That, of course, was on the way down. Let's go ahead and look at the town spots, though. Town spots should be cranking here, and look at that. This they are. High surf advisory in effect for the south-facing shores of all Hawaiian Islands. 7 to 10 feet today, which means they're advisory level. By next week, they're going to be cranking over there. It's going to be a high surf warning they project on Tuesday, which means surf heights of 15 feet. So look at those. Some nice long rides. Get plenty of people out in the water, but we're hoping that lifeguards are not working overtime. We're hoping that if you're not familiar with the waves, the beach is a wonderful place to take in the ocean and the sunset today. All right, headline news. These are always tough. So let's just jump right in, and there's no way around it. And there's usually music that automatically pops up here. Can we turn that music off, please? Thank you very much. This is a story that I'd rather not have music on it until the appropriate time. Longa Savea, Hawaii recording artist, mentored by people like Fiji. In the 1990s, 1996, had #1 song. We will play that song for you in a couple of moments in case you're perhaps unfamiliar with him, but you might be familiar with the music if you were listening to KCC and FM 100 at that time. He has died, according to sources close to his camp and according to family members. However, we have not been able to confirm how he has left us. And so with that, let us play in tribute to him just a little bit of his music. Of course, you can find his music online if you want to play the whole song. But as soon as you start this off, if you remember being like Rob, you remember 1996, we were all together in going to the Waikiki Shell and going on the Star Dancer ships, and we would play his music back in the day. So let's play some for you now. La, 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 la. 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 La, 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 la.
Excuse me, but can you explain to me why my heart beats faster when I see you around? And are you some kind of an angel of love that does... Just that sound right there brings back so many memories and flashbacks. 2006. I'm sorry, 1996 was the hit song year. Sorry, we had another story that has to do with 1996. I think that's 2006, is that supposed to be. Longa Savea, the song called Take Me Away, was a hit song, and the moment that it hit the airwaves and it featured Fiji on there too, just the phones would ring off the hook, and everybody wanted to know more, and more so, where they could find him. Right now, he's joining a bigger concert stage upstairs, but Longa Savea, Hawaii recording artist, has died. And so we will try to get you more information as it's available to us. Right now, don't worry, I'll keep it cool. I just wanna be the one that fights an army just for you. We move on with other news. Headline news for you on this Aloha Friday. It is a 3-day weekend, so there's lots of music that is coming up for you in places. In other words... Turn that down a little bit, background music. Hawaii's Finest Music Festival. This is going to be a Las Vegas edition. It's going to be up there on the 9th Island. And look at this lineup. Ho'onua, Christian Irizarry. How you, brah? Ko'uka, Norm, Pati, special guest, July 9th. That's a Saturday in Las Vegas. Look for it for more information. Let's also tell you that there's new music out there. This is Kala'i Camarillo, Child of These Islands. It's available now on any of the streaming services. That is a new release. We'll play a little bit of it for you next week, and we'll be in touch with Kala'i Camarillo. Together as one. We're making mention of this because it is American, Asian, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander heritage, and it's called Soul of a Nation Presents Together as One. That is on network television, but you can also see it streaming on Hulu. Love the ukulele. Ukulele festival's coming up, but it is going to be virtual. Sunday, July 17th, 2022. We thought that a lot of activities were going to start really opening up, but now there's this kind of, where are we here, just because of the amount of COVID that's going around. So, and not only here in Hawaii, it's all across the United States, the continental United States over there, and then also in other countries as well. So just be cautious. But this one is virtual, and they'll have a silent auction. They've got workshops if you would like to participate in them, and I'm assuming that those are all by Zoom. So it's going to be broadcast here in the islands on KHNL and live stream on Ukulele Festival Hawaii's Facebook page. Let's tell you about the sailing vessel Hokulea. They're on their way back from Tahiti in towards town. Of course, you see there, that is Nainoa Thompson, master navigator for the voyage, or for any voyage. He's just absolutely the man of much mana'o when it comes to oceans, wayfaring, celestial navigation, Polynesian culture. Connecting the dots is what they are doing, and they have one of the largest, probably the largest sailing that they have ever done. They've already circumnavigated the world, but they're going to circumnavigate the Pacific, which is a longer voyage than the one that was around the world. So they're getting ready for that. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to bring this video a little bit more forward and let you enjoy the sounds from this video here. I'm going to bring down the music. Enjoy the music. The music of our cousins down in Tahiti as Hokulea heads out to sea and departs there to come back home. Now they're going to have a little bit of a tough time. They're going to go through the doldrums on the way back. It's already been forecast that the doldrums are an area where there is just cloud cover and it sits. There's no winds. There's no stars. There's no planets. It's far away from land. There's no ocean animals to help them navigate their way. So they're going to have to really watch and keep their eye on the ocean currents. That will give them clues as to where they are and how they're doing. They will have one of the youngest navigators ever in the history of the Polynesian Voyaging Society at the age of 24. However, anybody that sits in that navigator seat has gone through the rigorous training and the watchful eye of Nainoa Thompson. And so there's also the escort boat as well. But their job is to not rely on the escort boat and is to make it on the knowledge that they have learned over the years. Now, 24 may not seem that old, but the knowledge that has been passed down to him through the generations of those who have learned is enormous. And so we are quickly awaiting the time when Hokulea makes it back to our Hawaiian Islands. And we wish them a safe journey. We will be watching them as they make their way through the oceans to come back home. All right, now with that, let's go ahead and get into some of our stories. We got a chance to talk to some really interesting people this week, and we're going to share some of these interviews with you here on this Aloha Friday. Also, we want to say mahalo to our editing crew. They have been working hard to get everything in, and it's been kind of a a little bit of an interesting time. Let us go ahead and share with you. Dylan Pakele is a Hawaii recording artist. And so he is getting ready. As a matter of fact, he is releasing his EP. Just a little bit of his music before we talk story with him.
Introducing the one and only.
All right, let's go ahead and talk story with Dylan Pakele and on this Aloha Friday. Dylan Pakele joins us on the show.
How's it, everybody?
How are you,
What's
my
good?
brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Congratulations. We know that you had an amazing time out at Moani's down in Kapolei this past Wednesday night. You were out there, let me see, with Kapena. What does playing with Kapena mean to you? Did you look up to them as well as you were growing up?
Oh man, it was literally a dream of ours as the Pakele family. We've always looked up to Kapena because of them. They're a family band, and ever since we got to watch them play growing up, I've always dreamed of that and playing with my father and playing with my sister. We got to achieve a little bit of it when we used to play at Moani's in 2018 and 2019. So they're literally our inspirations. We love them.
And through your father, there's also that connection with the Mana'o Company as well.
Yes, that was fire. Like playing with them is like we had a rehearsal before then, and before we had the show, and it was just in the rehearsal right behind me. We had a rehearsal, and in that garage area right behind me, and it was just magic to be able to play in there with them because I grew up watching these guys my whole life, and to be there singing with them now is like it's just an honor for me. It's an honor.
You know, you got a brand new EP out. Let's talk about that for a couple of moments. These are some of them original songs. Your songwriting on these, and they mean something special to you, right?
Yes, they are all personal situations that I've been through that I want to share with the world and let them know that they're not the only ones that have been through it. So these are all songs that I hope that you guys can learn from my mistakes or my lessons and take them and use them as your own.
As a matter of fact, some of these are you're kind of doing specifically for specific people as well, too.
Yes, I'm actually there's a reason why I called this EP Faith. I'll share two of the reasons. One of the reasons is I named this EP Faith because I wanted to dedicate this to my niece Faith, who's now in heaven, and I just wanted to let her know that she's loved and she's always in our hearts. So this EP is dedicated to her. And two, every song on this EP is actually the cool thing about it is I called it Faith, and the titles in this EP are all acronyms for the titles of the songs. So F stands for Forgive Me, which is the first song. A stands for Alone. I stands for Is Love. T stands for Trusted Man. And H stands for Heaven in the Sky. These are all the titles of the songs, and they match with the title of the EP. And basically, I wanted to share that because these are all personal situations that it took faith for me to get out of. And I really wanted to share that with you guys.
This really sounds like it's a deep personal recording as you share a part of your personal self to the world.
Yes, it totally is. Actually, one of the songs is really special to me because it's a song called Is Love. It's my first R&B song. But long story short, one of the reasons why this song is super special to me is it's a song about love. It's called Is Love. And in the song, I wrote it about a very different situation, but I realized as I was writing the song and as I was recording it, that the only reason that I feel like I understood what love is was because of my mom and my dad, and they were the ones that showed me what true love is. And that's basically what this song is about, is my idea of love and what I grew up seeing, and now what I inspire and what I aspire to give love to somebody one day the way that my parents gave love to each other.
Okay, and also we're thinking of your dad because this past Wednesday on album or EP release day was also how do I say this? It was 2 years ago since he passed.
Yes, it was heavy. Oh, I'm crying right now thinking about it. But
I know, but it was special because you were surrounded by family, the Manao Company. When you were singing those songs, being up there with them. Congratulations on the brand new EP, and where can people find it?
you guys can find it on all digital platforms, on Apple Music, on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever you listen to music, it is there. So please go check it out. And we have some music videos following up with all the releases of these songs. So I'll keep you guys updated on my Instagram account at Dylan Pakele on Instagram.
I'll play a little bit more of the video. I kind of cut it off there at the beginning.
Introducing the one and only. Dylan. Watch it now. Yeah.
Please forgive me for what I've done. I swear I won't do it again. I don't love her like I love you, 'cause you're the only one for me.
All right. Once again, he had his release party just this past Wednesday night. Mahalo to Dylan for being on the show. We also got a chance to catch up with a young lady who has ties to Hawaii. Every time that shows come into town, did you know that there is somebody that is of Hawaiian nationality that has a hand in these groups that are coming here? We found that out. We talk story with Linnell Rumian and find out more about her hands in these groups that are coming to town. When big acts come to here into Hawaii and they come in concert, did you know that there's a Hawaii connection to making sure they get here? We're talking story from California. We have Linnell Rumian with us. Yay! Thank you for being here on the show. Linnell, let's talk about your Hawaii connections first. You actually have connections to the island of Kauai. Is that through mom or dad?
From my dad's side. So he is Hawaiian and he was born and raised in Kapa. So
okay, so this is always going to come up. What's the last name?
Rumian, but his mom's maiden name is Waialeale.
Okay, got it. So you were actually born and raised in Texas, correct?
Correct.
How did you get into the business of making sure that the stars are traveling not only to here, but just you're with, let me see, a music touring agent for Creative Artists Agency. That's one of the biggest sports and entertainment agencies, talent agencies in the world. How did you get into that?
Through a lot of hard work, but I had some luck as well. Growing up in Texas, I went to school at the University of Texas in Austin, which is named, the live music capital of the world. I went to shows and I really fell into the industry side. I really enjoyed it. And I thought, wow, how can I work my business end in here? Because I wasn't as talented as some of my friends and performing on stage, but I got very fortunate and was able to do a couple of internships while I was in college, and eventually just worked my way up into the promoter's office and learned that there's another side that you get much closer to the artist, and which was the agency side. So I thought that was really interesting. And I moved to California and I interviewed at a few places and worked my way up as from an assistant level, and very fortunate to be at the Creative Artists Agency. I ended up being promoted into what they call the mailroom. And you get a lot of corporate hazing involved with that, but you learn a lot of different skill sets. And then I went into a coordinator position where I learned how to book Hawaii and Alaska and a lot of different regions. Then I moved into a full agent position in 2016. So yeah, it's been a long time, but you can do it. So yeah.
Okay, so when the promoters want to say, artist A, they want them to come and, over to this city. So you're the first call they get.
Yes, depending on, the artist. We have a full roster of different artists that we represent. And it's mostly segmented regions, which is North America, which is what we call domestic. And I work on the Hawaiian side with the promoters and with the full roster. So I'm really fortunate that I can get calls from different island promoters, and from New Kids on the Block to Diana Ross to John Fogerty. So we have a lot of talent to discuss.
You have a John Fogerty story, right?
I do. That was when I first became a coordinator and I was able to book Hawaii. That was my first show that I booked with the BAMP guys, and we had the arena show, and then I also booked him in Maui. And so I thought, what a great experience! I get to go and I see him in the arena, and then I also flew to Maui to see what the space was like outdoors for Maui, and it was my first real booking experience, and seeing it on the newspapers and everything down there, it just made me feel really proud.
Okay, the Mac, that's an awesome place to go have a concert, and so you got to experience that. But do you get to travel? I'm imagining you got to stay in an office and take all the calls. Has there been ever a time where you get to go out with these artists and go see them in the places that they are?
Yeah, so one of the acts that I work since I've been working with since 2007 in an international space is Enrique Iglesias. And a lot of times when I get to travel, it's because of Enrique. So I get to go to amazing places. I mean, I've seen Monaco to Milan to Bratislava, and he's going to Europe again. So I'm going to go cover a couple of shows in Prague and also Budapest. So yeah, it can be exciting to travel, but you're right. Most of the time, I'm pretty much chained to the desk and trying to make sure that everything goes smoothly for the artist.
How about New Kids on the Block? Because they're coming here, and you had a hand in that as well, right?
Yeah. So Rick has always been someone that's proactive in trying to get a lot of the non-island based talent into the arena. And we had been speaking about it since I think early to 2016, that he would be eager and if not ecstatic to be able to bring New Kids back to the island after 30 years of them not being there in the island. We came upon an opportunity, and he really was aggressive about it, but it was a great experience. And we are now looking at 3 shows, which is amazing. And yeah, I'm totally looking forward to that.
All right, so once again, there she is. She works with Rick Bartolini, who is a Hawaii concert promoter, show promoter. So looking forward to seeing more acts here as time progresses in this year, because there's a lot of music that we know we've been missing and that we're just wanting to hear in person. So mahalo to Miss Rumian for being here with us on the show. And by the way, our moderators are already putting down some information about her down in the comments area. One other young lady that I do want to introduce you to that we're talking to is a Nahoku Hano Hano Award winner. And she has been working hard as well. As a matter of fact, we had her earlier on in the show when I first started this show. Gosh, that was 2 years ago. So we had Steph Mariani for the first time here on Billy V Live.
Specifically, us as music artists were benched. Like, we couldn't express ourselves, get on stage, or do any of the things that we normally do to support the community. And I noticed that there are certain artists that do support the community. And they do that without anybody, no fanfare, nobody's watching. And those were the artists that we decided to help pay their rent and give them grocery cards as well. Because they were doing that, like Bretta Walta over on the Big Island really stood out to me. And so he's part of our program. He was feeding the kapuna, him and his wife, Tailana, and they were just great candidates. So we started the program. We have Star Kalahiki in our program, And it worked because it wasn't a handout. It was more of like, let's all work together and support each other. And I think it successfully demonstrated the power of doing that.
So that was her Stay Gold campaign that she did after she won the Naohoku Hanohano Award. And what she wanted to do is she wanted to help artists. And you heard like Brother Walter from Island Afternoon on Hawaii Island. And so she's continuing to do her work. And it was during the pandemic that it caused her, the pandemic, to kind of wonder about things not only on an entertainment perspective, but also a business perspective as well.
So when we couldn't get on stage anymore, I decided to create a matrix, which is an acronym. So Stay Gold is it's an 8-point value system in the Stay Gold principle. And so I started sharing with people, and this movement was born, which has over 1,000 members now. And I do free workshops on, the first core value is sincerity. What does that mean, and how does it benefit you to have that quality and to demonstrate it in your family, in your community, and even in your business? So I actually teach a business development class, and we tested that. Does being a good person have more benefits than being manipulative? And I got incredible results from it, which was very affirming that this is my life's work. This is my purpose, is to spread this message. So to answer your question, I've been writing a book. I've been working fervently, actually a lot of personal work, because I have to tell my story. And so the book is the 8 core principles, how to implement them. And it's super, super easy. Anyone can do it. And then I incorporate my personal story, which I'll be revealing some things that I haven't really been forthcoming about my past. And it sheds light on why I care so much, and my own struggle to stay gold.
Wow, there's a great tease there for a new book that's coming up. Okay, so when is this? When are you expecting to have this book out?
So by September of this year. We're in final editing stages right now, and it is a huge job. It's like writing a song on steroids. Like, it's crazy. And it's going to be an audio book. So it's going to be a 3.5-hour musical production with, I got Dave Tusserone and I've got Lonnie Park, my usual production team. They both won Grammy Awards in Vegas a few weeks ago. And, we're just like on fire. Like, we're going to do the Audible book, and it's going to have all music behind it. It's going to be a whole experience so people can kind of understand, how they can benefit from it, which is the ultimate goal.
If you could, I don't know if you can because it might be part of the book, but you mentioned one of the key things. You started with the S. Give me an idea of, you don't have to give them all, but some of the other letters, what they stand for.
Okay, so I'm going to give you one more. Okay, I'll give you a little teaser. So it's one that people kind of go, what? Like, how does that work, right? And especially in business, but also in your relationships, and the why. So I'll reveal the why to you. The why is to stay youthful.
Okay, so once again, that's a new book that's on the way, but she's got brand new music now. And this one, let me try to see if I can explain it. Once again, Hoku Award winner, started her nonprofit, helped out artists, and helped out people that needed help on the business side. But then there's this thing called the war over in Ukraine. And she decided to write a song called Use My Imagination, No More War. And so this song, she has, it's kind of dedicated to those places where families are having to say goodbye to a loved one and send them off, not knowing if they're going to return. So that's the basis of this new song that she has out. So let us play a little bit. We've got the music video for you here, but a little bit more. I think I explained that song correctly, Steph? All right, so let's go ahead. This is some of the music video for you. As we feature a little bit of, and I am looking to make sure that I have, there it is.
Once again, Steph Mariani, Hoku Award winner, and this one is called Use My Imagination. Here's the music video. Just a portion of it for you.
I see in you everything you do. There's nothing I won't give you. Please come home. I hear your voice so sweetly so. You say you gotta go. Please come home.
One of our Hawaii music artists that are writing new music that comes from the heart and is trying to help out people. And that is also coming from the heart. Once again, Steph Mariani. And the more information is going down inside of the comments area on her. Nahoku Hanohano Award winner. She was the winner of Alternative Album of the Year. And you can find that out. That's going to be wherever you stream local music. One more item that we have for you as far as we're talking about interviews and entertainers. We're going to get into kind of weekend events. But before we do that, let's go back a little bit if we can on the camera. Can we? Oh, no. That's not what I was going to do. Okay, there we go. So I wanted to share this with you real quickly. Del Beasley shared this with me. His son passed away, who was also just wonderful in music and just wonderful overall. And he's going to have a celebration of life coming up. That's going to be on June 14th, 2022. There's the information. We will eventually put more information here on ours, but Del Beasley's always with us here on the channel. And we want to send our aloha to Del, his family, as they pay tribute to Bubba coming up. That's June 14th. You need more information, just go ahead and ask in the comments because Del's with us in the commentary area this afternoon. Delwyn Beasley, you always hear me say that he is our cultural comedian, and so when he is here on the show, not here on the show, well, we've had him actually several times on the show, but whenever you see him on stage, he can make you laugh, he can make you cry, and he can come up with songs just off the top of his head. He's just crazy talented. Love you, Del. And our aloha goes to your ohana as well. Hey, let's get into what's happening this weekend in the way of events here, and I'm going to bring myself full because we don't have much in the way of graphics for you. So, this goes back to a question that we had a little bit earlier, so let me get the question mark there. And, whoa, there is a lot of questions I got to get to. Okay. One of the questions, wow. Okay, we'll get to those coming up in just a little bit. How did things go at the Waikiki Shell? Things went pretty well. So, here's the details on that. Let's stop the music for a moment. Hawaii Symphony Orchestra. They have fundraisers constantly. And they are such a talented group of people that provide much needed music in more ways than we can fathom. And so they perform at the Waikiki Shell. They have their series coming up. They have got coming up the music of Def Leppard. That's coming up tonight, 7:30 p.m. So if you're looking for Honolulu Symphony Orchestra, that's where they'll be. So they have fundraisers online. And one of the things is you can be a guest conductor. Somebody bid like $3,000 and they won the bid. So they say, okay, you know what? I can't make it to be the guest conductor, but the donation's yours. We want to make the donation. So then the person who donated said, well, why don't you give it to one of your sponsors? One of the sponsors is Hawaii News Now. So the our general manager, I got the call and says, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm like, hey, I don't know. So I agreed because my general manager had faith in me to go ahead and tackle this. So let us go ahead and
give to you. This was the performance this past, what was it? Was it Thursday? I think it was Thursday. No, it had to be Wednesday night, Waikiki Shell.
He's here. His name is Billy V, and you might recognize him from Hawaii News Now. And I actually just found out backstage Billy has some conducting experience, and so, young Skywalker, may the Force be with you.
Yes, the Force is powerful with this one.
I am nervous. I conducted just out of high school, helping. I was assistant director of the band, so yeah, you know, I can direct the fight song and stuff like that, but anyway. It's a short piece. I just hit a light onto the floor. I just knocked off somebody's light off their... Enough. Stop. Anyway, so things went well over at the Waikiki Shell. Mahalo to the Honolulu Symphony Orchestra for allowing me to be part of that. It was wonderful, and I started cramping halfway through. My whole side started cramping, and that's when I realized I wasn't breathing. I was holding my breath throughout almost the whole song. Anyway, mahalo to the Honolulu the Honolulu Symphony Orchestra. Raynette, thank you very, very much. Yeah, something a little bit different. Hi, Karen Schaefer from Kona. Nice to have you on. Okay, you know what? Let's continue as we're going through the rest of the weekend activities. Once again, Honolulu Symphony Orchestra. Tonight, music of Def Leppard. Coming up, the music of the Rolling Stones. Go to their website for more information. Kamaka Kehau Fernandez is over at Kanikapila Grill tonight. That's over at the Outrigger Reef Waikiki Beach Resort and Spa. There we go. Ben Vegas and John Valentine are playing at Medici Supper Club. That's coming up 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And then Blue Note Hawaii Joy Alexander is over there. That's going to be live. 2 shows, 5 and 8:30. Finally on Sunday, Waitress the Musical, Diamond Head Theater. That's live. Jai Rogers, live performance. Tiki's Bar and Grill. Also want to say hello to this guy. He was on our show last week, John Cruz. He's going to be at Kahilu Theater tomorrow. And then next week, he's off to other destinations. And then the week after as well, he's doing his statewide tour in celebration of his 25th anniversary of his Acoustic Soul release. As a matter of fact, we are in the process of finally putting that entire interview on. We should have that on YouTube, hopefully, by the end of tomorrow. Let me see here. I think that's all of the items that we have as far as upcoming events. Oh, can we turn the music off for this one? Thank you. Just because it's not the right music. Also, it's Memorial Day weekend. So wherever you are, thank you for your service to our country. If you are serving in the military, and if you are family for those who have given the ultimate sacrifice, we remember you. There are activities happening over at the State Veterans Cemetery, Punch Bowl, Pu'uwaina Cemetery of the Pacific. Ashley Nagaoka is emceeing there coming up on Monday. And there are other things that are happening. But once again, mahalo to our men and women who help to keep us safe. Keone Nunes says on the symphony performance, nice, you are even on beat. Too good. The first one I wasn't on beat, though. It was a little bit sluggish. Thank you very, very, very much. Jaslyn, I don't know about that one, but thank you very much. Jackie, my cousin, is online. Hi, Jackie. We were talking about you. I met a new cousin, Jennifer, I want to say. Apo over on the island of Kauai when I was over there. By the way, sorry, I didn't tell you I was on Kauai. I love you, cousin. Okay. Let me see. We've gotten that done. Almost through things. Want to say hello to my friend Jenny. Jenny, got a chance to talk story with her, and there's a picture of us. She's over in the channel. She's always on from Atlanta. You might see her on her flights. She's a flight attendant for Delta Airlines, but I've known her since she was a junior in high school. Her brother, and her mom would come to every single radio promotion. So she became like family to all of us in the radio industry, kind of like how Ku'u is also family, but that goes back several generations. Well, it does for them too. So anyway, I was coming back from Kauai, and she was saying hi to me, and she goes, where are you? I go, well, I'm in an airport. I'm back from Kauai. She goes, really? I'm going to be at the airport in like about 5 minutes. I'm going to Atlanta. I says, I will meet you. So anyway, there we are. Nice picture there. Jen, nice to talk story with you and catch up with you. And this time in person instead of on Facebook like we've been doing for the last, 15 years? That's going to about do it for the show. I think we're good. We only have one more thing for you, and that would be that, thank you, Photo Luke Hawaii. Thank you. And, yes, Memorial Day weekend. What are you doing? Are you having a 3-day weekend? I hope you are. Let me just give you the weather update. Sorry. Occupational hazard, because I just did it for Guy Hockey this morning. Just know, trade winds strong today. Trade winds not as strong tomorrow. Not as much wind coming up on Sunday. A little bit muggy, sticky. And then the trades crank right back up again Monday, Tuesday. Big waves south-facing shore today, and also next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, warning size. I think we got everything out. Okay, so that means that I'm left with one more item on the docket for today's show, and that is that we have been featuring for you the final ballot nominees for the category of Hawaiian Music Video of the Year. Over the past shows, we've been either bringing you 2 or single songs, depending. And so we've got one more song that we have yet to play for you. So with that said, let's go ahead and play for you the final ballot nominee for this year's awards, and that would come from Kalani Pe'a. He actually has 3 in this category. So with that said, let's go ahead and play this for you, and thank you so much for being on the show. Let me make sure, before I do with that, though, one last thing that I want to do, let me go through comments and questions here, because there have been a lot of questions. Like to see Ivalani Ho'omanava Nui Po, Lena Robbins, and Ikaika Blackburn on the show. Cool. We may not have them all on the same show, Laura. We might have them on separate shows. Just the way it is with the technology. Carly says, can we also have Ivalani? Okay, you guys are both talking to each other, aren't you? Okay. Alden, I'm not sure what you were asking about. Laura says the same thing too. Okay, you guys are definitely all working together. What about us locals in Kaneohe? Nah, gonna snow. I'm just kidding. You're going to have windward and Malka showers drifting leeward at times with lots of sunshine. Hi, Lori. Nice to have you on. How was your Nui Mui? Darty Gamayo sent back with Lisa Denise Nui Mui that she made. Darty, it was delicious. It was gone in one sitting. I was sitting and eating it by myself, and suddenly I was surrounded by 4 people that were like, oh, what's that? What you eating? And then poof, it was gone. Billy V, did you do a pre-concert practice? Oh, hell yeah. I was doing it in the car. I was doing it there beforehand. And then I got a tutorial from Maestro Joseph himself of the Honolulu Symphony Orchestra. So I had some help before I went on stage. And mahalo again to Honolulu Symphony. You were talking about the bands playing on the boats back in the day. Didn't they used to play on the iconic catamaran? Alden, yes. They did have groups that played on the iconic catamaran, but there was this agreement with the company at the time that was owners of the Star Dancer. So every Friday and Saturday night, we had the biggest groups in the islands, all on a boat that fit 300 people, out sailing around for 2 hours. It was crazy fun, especially when you've got groups like Kapena. Nobody wanted to get off the boat. We had to shut down the power and just kind of push everybody out, because the next sail had people going down the street to try to get on. And even then it would sell out and we'd have to turn people away. But it was a blast. And so us radio people were able to host those shows, which made for some of the best performances anywhere. It's kind of like the equivalent of Blue Note Hawaii, where you're up and close and personal. Or if you want, you're able to go up to the top deck where it's open air. It was one big social fest. It was a lot of fun. Rob Street, or wherever you are, Ra, I love you, man. We had great times back there in the 90s, from what I remember. That's going to do it for our show. I will see you guys later. Ma'alamapono, aloha a hui ho. We leave you with the final ballot nominee for Hawaiian Music Video of the Year, Kalani Pe'a, and the music video for Kau Kapea. As soon as I make sure that it's there, we go. Clear the screen and roll.
Pea holo kawa o ka wā kaulua kai e hola mau I ke aku ia he ka pena nuru I au kea ke kane e ho kele Kau ka pea holo kawa o ka wā kaulua kai e hola mau I ke aku ia he ka pena nuri I au kea ke kane e ho kele E mai me ka hikona langi I ka imi kono hui ka hipu Me nā li nui o ka honua no ka malu mau O Hawaii nei Mai me ka hiku o nā lani I ka imi pono I ka hiku Me nā ali nui o ka honua No ka malu mau A Hawaii nei
O ka lani nui kana I au puni E viva o leina ale ale kai E pupu kai ka pai mo kupuni A e nui ka vai ava ava
O ka lani nui kana I au puni E viva o leina ale ale kai E pupu kai ka pai mo kupuni A e nui ka vai ava ava Ke aloha nui I ke kupuna Na moho I mi pono o ka aina O nei ho o heno a e lohe ia Kau ka pea e Na ali Hawaii Ke aloha nui I ke kupuna Na moho I mi pono o ka aina O nei ho o heno a e lohe ia Kau ka pea holo Ka wā kaulua Aloha.